Hey everyone, welcome back to the Incredible India podcast series. I'm Sam.
And I'm Taylor.
And today, well, we're embarking on an extraordinary journey. We're heading into the heart of a truly forgotten metropolis, Dholavira. Just try to picture this. The sun cresting over the vast sun-baked expanse of the Rann of Kutch, casting this incredible amber glow on ancient stone walls that have stood for over 5,000 years, whispering tales of a civilization that just vanished.
It's an evocative image.
It really is. So our mission in this deep dive is to uncover the secrets of this Harappan jewel. It's one of the most remarkable cities of the ancient Indus Valley civilization. We want to understand its, unparalleled ingenuity and also explore the enigma of why it eventually disappeared. To really get Dholavira, we need to unpack how this city, which is far from just being ruins, stands as this living testament. A testament to an ancient civilization that fundamentally challenges, our assumptions about early urbanism.
Yeah, that's the key point, I think. Dholavira radically reshapes how we see ancient urbanism. Thriving without a perennial river. In one of the harshest environments imaginable, it proves that advanced planning wasn't just limited to fertile river deltas. This city was quite literally built on willpower and sheer water ingenuity. What's particularly fascinating, for me anyway, is how it pushes us to rethink the very definition of resilience back then in antiquity.
Okay, let's dive into the story. Our tale of Dholavira begins almost like an archaeological cold case. It's a real adventure. It was 1967. An archaeologist named Jagatpati Joshi, who clearly had a keen eye, stumbled upon these peculiar mounds. This was out in the remote island of Gujarat Bet in Gujarat. Locals knew the place as Kotada Timba, which means fort on a mound.
Which is interesting in itself, right? That name suggests even later inhabitants recognized its defensive nature, its importance, long before anyone knew its real age or scale.
Exactly. But the real detective work, the systematic digging that unearths millennia of secrets, that really kicked off 2 decades later. We're talking 1989. That's when R.S. Bisht and his dedicated team from the Archaeological Survey of India, the ASI, basically descended on the site, shovels ready.
Like detectives on a cold case, as you said. And what they started uncovering was, monumental. Absolutely monumental. Dholavira was revealed as one of the largest Harappan sites found, sprawling across, 100 hectares?
100 hectares, yeah. Huge.
So this wasn't just some small settlement. This was clearly a major, strategically vital city within the Indus Valley civilization. And the culmination of that long journey from forgotten mounds to global recognition happened pretty recently in 2021. That's when UNESCO officially designated it a World Heritage Site. It really underscores the decades of meticulous effort involved.
It does. And it's not just the dramatic scale, but also the sheer persistence. You mentioned the harsh environment. But think about geological turmoil, too. A civilization's ghost, kind of ravaged by time, maybe even earthquakes, rising up to tell its story. It added such a crucial piece to the Harappan puzzle.
An unexpected piece in many ways.
Okay, so we've set the scene with the discovery. Let's rewind now, back to Dholavira's heyday. Maybe around 3000 BCE.
Yeah.
This is where it gets really interesting, I think. Imagine this thriving metropolis just rising defiantly against that arid, sun-baked backdrop of Gujarat's Kutch district. It's really a marvel of human perseverance in such an unlikely spot.
It really is. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, like you said, Dholavira stands in such stark contrast to other big Harappan cities. Mohenjo-Daro, Harappa, they flourished along lush, perennial rivers like the Indus. But here, in Gujarat Bet, no such reliable waterways. It truly was a city born of willpower, like we said. Water was, quite literally, more precious than gold.
So the location itself was a strategic gamble.
A very calculated one, it seems. The founders, maybe migrants from other Harappan areas, chose this spot nestled between 2 seasonal streams, the Manhar and Mansar. Essentially, they set up shop where there were at least some critical, if unpredictable, water sources in an otherwise parched landscape. But yeah, their existence was a constant battle. Droughts were like recurring villains in their story, and earthquakes served as these dramatic, landscape-altering plot twists.
And it's that constant battle, especially for water, that makes Dholavira's people so fascinating. You called them hydro wizards before.
Well, maybe not wizards, but masters of hydraulic engineering, certainly.
Right. They crafted this water management system that honestly people say still rivals some of today's sustainable designs.
That's a strong claim, maybe slightly exaggerated for effect, but the underlying principle holds. Can you give an example of what made it so special?
Absolutely. Think about the sheer scale and ingenuity. They built 16 reservoirs. 16. Some of them were rock-cut, just massive undertakings. Like the East Reservoir, that one was 79 meters long. These weren't just simple ponds. They were sophisticated structures designed to meticulously harvest every single precious drop of monsoon rain. Then you had channels snaking through the city, directing the water, and these deep step wells plunging down, ensuring access even when things got really dry. The level of planning, it's just remarkable.
It really is. And this raises that important question again. Just how resilient were these ancient societies when facing environmental change? Because around 2000 BCE, climate change seems to have hit Dholavira particularly hard. The monsoons shifted, leading to increasing water scarcity. You can just imagine the tension during a dry spell, right? Families gathering at those reservoirs, watching the water levels dip, just hoping for rain.
A very human picture.
Yeah. And earthquakes likely played a part too, cracking walls, disrupting the system. They adapted constantly, ingeniously, but ultimately, it seems they could only delay the inevitable decline.
It paints such a vivid picture, doesn't it? That quiet desperation against the backdrop of those grand fortifications we'll talk about. You can almost feel that struggle, that defiance, even today at the site. So this mastery over water was obviously key to survival. But the next layer is how they lived within that system. An urban masterpiece. Let's imagine again. You're an ancient trader. Your caravan, maybe loaded with lapis lazuli from way off in Afghanistan, is approaching Dholavira. The first thing you'd see, towering fortifications, an incredible 18 meters high in places, embracing the city like this protective shield.
A statement of power and security.
Definitely. And inside, the city was meticulously planned, divided into three distinct parts. You had the citadel, up high for the elite. Then the middle town for merchants and artisans, and the lower town for, well, the general populace.
This layout wasn't just functional, it reflected a highly stratified society, right? A sophisticated administrative system with clear social divisions.
Absolutely. Picture the drama right at the North Gate, probably flanked by those shimmering reservoirs we mentioned, guards scrutinizing you and your wares. And once inside, you'd find this orderly grid of streets, straight as arrows, lined with houses made of baked brick. Bricks so well made they've lasted millennia.
And beyond the layout, it's the sophistication of daily life that stands out. Those baked brick houses were part of an urban plan that included, well, a remarkable hygiene system. Honestly, it puts some modern cities to shame. Bathrooms had drains that actually fed into covered sewers.
Covered sewers,
Yeah.
5,000 years ago.
Exactly. It shows an advanced understanding of public health, waste management. It wasn't just about monumental structures. It was about organized, healthy living. We could probably learn a thing or two.
For sure. And if you went down into the middle and lower towns, you'd sense the hum of daily life. Artisans hammering gold, maybe.
Yeah.
Potters spinning terracotta seals. Lots of them depicting unicorns, interestingly.
Unicorns.
Yeah. These weren't just artistic fancy, though. They seem to have been potent symbols of trade, possibly connecting Dholavira all the way to Mesopotamia, part of this vast ancient global network.
Wow, okay.
Beads would have glittered in the markets, maybe bartered for timber or shells. You could imagine someone, let's call her Mira, a young artisan, meticulously etching designs onto pottery under the glow of an oil lamp, maybe dreaming of those faraway places her city traded with. Her world was both local and cosmopolitan.
And back this up, right? Luxury items.
Oh, yeah. Archaeologists found things like polished stone vases, really intricate pottery. And get this, nearby there's even a fossil park with remnants from 13 million years ago. Shows the deep history of the region itself.
Incredible depth.
Now let's climb up to the citadel, the very heart of the city. It's set majestically on a mound. A complex structure described sometimes as a castle and bailey, basically a fortified inner core and an outer defensive area. This is where the rulers lived. Priestings, perhaps?
It seems likely. People who orchestrated the city's trade, its rituals, its very existence. The nerve center.
Exactly. And just outside the citadel walls, the drama really peaks. There's this huge ceremonial ground, often called a stadium, though we don't know its exact function. It's vast, 80 meters long, with tiered seating. Could have held thousands of people.
Imagine the possibilities. Grand assemblies, religious ceremonies with drumming and chanting echoing.
Or maybe even games. Athletes competing under the stars, like some kind of early Olympics. We just don't know.
It's a captivating space to visualize, and adding to the mystery, right near the entrance to this area, is one of Dholavira's most famous and baffling features, the signboard.
Yes, the signboard. Tell us about that.
Well, it's this 3-meter-long inscription made of gypsum paste inlaid in wood originally. It features 10 distinct massive symbols from the Indus script. And the thing is, we still can't read the Indus script. It's undeciphered.
So we have this huge public sign, but no idea what it says.
Precisely. Was it a city name? A welcome message? Maybe something profound like welcome to eternity? We just don't know. That unsolved riddle is a huge part of Dholavira's allure, honestly. It draws you in.
It really does. But like all great stories, this one has an end. The plot, unfortunately, thickens around, say, 1500 BCE. That's when this incredible, thriving city essentially emptied out. Its people just scattered. So the big question is why? Was it sudden, gradual?
The evidence seems to point more towards a gradual decline rather than a single catastrophic event, although catastrophic events likely contributed over time. The precise reasons are still debated, of course, but environmental factors seem like the main culprits.
Like the droughts and earthquakes we mentioned.
Exactly. A prolonged drought, perhaps those seasonal streams finally drying up beyond recovery, or maybe a series of devastating earthquakes that crippled the infrastructure, especially that vital water system. But what's really striking is what they didn't find. There's a complete lack of weapons, no battle scars on the walls, no layers of ash suggesting conquest.
So not invasion.
It strongly suggests not. More like a peaceful, albeit probably sorrowful, exodus. People just couldn't sustain life there anymore. And the clues from the few graves they found sort of support this. Bodies buried with simple pottery, but crucially, no grand royal tombs, no hoards of wealth left behind.
It adds this layer of poignancy, doesn't it? Reminds you of humanity's fragility. How even great cities can just fade away quietly.
Exactly, without a dramatic final battle.
But, and this is important for listeners, Dholavira today isn't some inaccessible, dusty relic. It's a living adventure waiting to be experienced. It's nestled in that ethereal landscape of the White Ram, the salt marsh, reachable about 250 kilometers from Bhuj. The site itself pulses with history under these vast Gujarat skies.
The journey itself is part of the experience, traversing that unique landscape.
It really is. And if you're thinking of visiting, our sources strongly recommend going at sunset. Apparently, the ancient ruins glow this incredible amber color then. Makes the sandstone fortifications and reservoirs look absolutely magical.
I can imagine.
You can even camp nearby, under the same stars those ancient Harappans saw. Feel that deep connection. Plus, there's an excellent on-site museum. It's brimming with artifacts, seals, tools, jewelry that really help transport you back. You see the craftsmanship we talked about.
Absolutely. And to really immerse yourself, you can actually hike along the edges of those ancient reservoirs, feel the stone, imagine the water. Many visitors also try to combine their trip with the Ran Utsav festival, if the timing works out. It's held in the White Ran nearby.
Oh yeah, the festival with the camel rides and folk dances.
That's the one. It gives you a taste of the region's vibrant culture. Plus, the area is great for birdwatching flamingos, other migratory birds, and Gujarat tourism has made it pretty accessible now. There are even eco-resorts like Evoke Dholavira offering comfortable stays like glamping right near the site. Makes the adventure both profound and manageable.
So why visit Dholavira? I mean, in a world full of distractions, it offers something profound, real drama etched in stone. It's such a powerful reminder, isn't it, that civilizations rise and fall, but that spirit of innovation, human ingenuity, it endures somehow. Standing there, you feel connected to those hydro engineers, to artisans like our imagined Mira, to all the people who built and sustained this incredible place against the odds. It really is a call to adventure blending mystery, that stark beauty and deep introspection.
And perhaps Dholavira's ultimate lesson looking back is a sobering one, too. Even unparalleled ingenuity, like their water system, couldn't ultimately defy relentless environmental change. That peaceful exodus speaks volumes about humanity's enduring vulnerability, but also our adaptability. They moved on, after all. Which I think raises an important question for us today. What can Dholavira teach us millennia later about adapting to our own changing world? Its story holds powerful, relevant lessons.
That's a really thought-provoking way to wrap up our deep dive into Dholavira. Definitely food for thought about our own challenges. And speaking of incredible experiences in India, if you do decide to travel there, we have a recommendation. 5 Senses Tours organizes tours across India, which are really immersive cultural experiences. You can email them at contact@fivesensestours.com. That's the number 5, sensestours.com. Or you can WhatsApp them at +919-845-677-446.